Good morning. It's my pleasure to be today to present my first research in my PhD study titled Author Self-Disclosed Use of Artificial Intelligence Research Submissions to 49 BMJ Group biomedical journals. It is evident for everyone now how AI is influencing and reforming the realm of scientific research. Many journals so far, they have developed their own research and policy guidance on the use of AIs, with some journals now requiring authors to disclose the use of AI. Recent surveys conducted by reputable bodies among global researchers indicated a wide use of AI, ranging between 28 to 76%. However, so far we have a limited real-world evidence whether researchers under a mandatory reporting policy will disclose the use of AI. And this is actually what is prompting our current study. In 2023, BMJ Group have introduced their policy guidance on AI use, and they made it mandatory as of April 2024 for all authors to disclose the AI use on their submissions. This is a screenshot from the system of BMJ, where the authors, they will be asked or requested to disclose whether they have used AI in the creation of this specific submissions. And if they answered yes, they will be prompted to answer further questions about what they are, the AI tools that have been used, and for what task they are assisted with, using this free text field. So our study objectives were threefold. Number one, to assess the prevalence of AI use under mandatory policy. The second objective is to identify the AI tool types that was used or were used, and the tasks they assisted with. Also, we were keen to understand what are the key drivers or the factor associated with the disclosure of AI. Therefore, in this study, we conducted a cross-sectional study design of original submissions, including systematic review and meta-analysis that were submitted to 49 BMJ journals. Our data set consisted of 25,114 eligible submissions during the period of April 8 and November 2024. Ethics approval was obtained from Maastricht University. Our study was registered in the Open Science Framework, and the access to the data was granted under confidentiality agreement with BMJ. So this is the headline result for our study. Out of those 25,114 submissions, only 1,431 submitting authors disclose the use of AI, which correspond to a percentage of 5.7. So this is the prevalence of AI use disclosure under mandatory reporting system. So going to the types of AI tools that used by the researcher, as you can see, AI chatbots were the most commonly used. ChatGPT dominate the tools of choice, and which is consistent with its wide availability for the public and functionality. Also, writing assistance tool were the second most cited tools used by the researcher. Unfortunately, we have around 30% of the authors who disclose the AI use. They did not specify what are the tools that were used, and this was limiting our insight into what exactly or precisely AI tools were used. Before I talk to the task assisted with AI, I talked previously that the answers about the tools and AIs are used to be done by open field text. So the researchers, they have the freedom to add more than one task completed by using the AI tools. So the most and the top reported task is for improving the quality of writing by 87%. Translation was reported by 7.5%, and this is somehow accepted based on what I will mention in the coming slide about the submissions as well. We have another diverse of task. This shows how researchers, they are heavily relying on AI tools. So also we were keen to understand what are the key drivers for researchers to disclose the AI tools. We investigated 6 factors, namely the journal's acceptance rate, impact factor, peer review model, journal specialty, region of submitting authors, and the number of authors as well. It's worthy to note that more than 50% of submissions during this period came from Asia, around 53%, and around 1/4 of the submissions came from Europe. Our regression model showed that we have 2 factors that is associated with the disclosure of AI. There is a small inverse association between the numbers of authors and AI disclosure, where submissions with more authors, they are slightly less likely to disclose the AI use. Also, our results showed that submissions from Europe and South America, they are more likely to disclose the use of AI. So given that our real-world findings and in comparison to what is reported in the recent survey, we can say that there is underreporting in AI disclosure under mandatory reporting policy. We can claim this could be contributed to the author's uncertainty about what is qualified as AI to be reported, maybe authors' fears of being stigmatized or having their submissions rejected as well. So what are the practice improvement came from our study? For journals who are really interested in better supporting author disclosure, we recommend using a structured reporting system rather than the open field one, where they have a drop-down menu to select what are the AI tools, just select one of them, what are the tasks assisted with, and etc. But what is important, based on this underreporting, we highly recommend journals to adopt and incorporate automated AI detection tools. And finally, based on our result, our next study is to bring up those studies that did not disclose the AI, and we will test them with AI detection tools and see if there is any undisclosed AI use and compare it with our current study findings. Thank you for your listening. This was simply our study, and you are welcome for any question.
Welcome. Questions? We will start with the mic on this side, in the front. Yes.
Hi, Vivian Bachelet from University of Santiago, Chile, and MedWave Journal. I'm editor-in-chief of the journal. I'm befuddled by this having to disclose the AI use, because there are different reasons why, as you explained very eloquently in your presentation. Thank you for doing the study. And many of these use cases are very, how can I say, straightforward, using it for language processing and just improving the overall presentation of your manuscript. So that's like one use case. But the other one, which is much more interesting, I think, for future work, is when AI is used to actually, as part of the methods of a study. And therefore, reporting how it is used is essential for replicability of the research and understanding what was done. So could you comment on that, please?
Yeah, actually, our study did not capture only AI use for manuscript preparation and publication. We captured data related to the activities that is used within the research process. For example, for data collection, data analysis. The presentation showed that we have around 11% of the AI tasks, okay, were completed within the research methods. So I agree with you that we need to report both at the level of manuscript preparation and publication, and for task that is used within the research process itself.
Mike, in the back on this side.
Yandong Jiang from Houston and Journal Anesthesiology. Thank you so much for your presentation. The data is very impressive and eye-opening. I have two questions. And when you do a study, you define AI. How can you define AI? For example, if I do spelling check or writing optimization with scholarly, do you consider it as AI use as well? The second question is, how can you define use? For example, I maybe do spelling check, writing optimization, or I can do just give idea, they ask the AI to generate a whole article. So when you do the study, how can you define the use?
Okay, thank you for your question. Regarding your first question, we were keen about the use of general AIs, more specifically about generative AIs that used to create a new content for the researchers. As you can see, or as you saw in the result, mainly AI chatbots were the most commonly used. Okay, so it can be used for many tasks. For your second questions, we rely on the self-reported about the task used. So we did not investigate what is exactly. So it was a narrative comment, just describe what were the tasks used in your submission. Then we were able to group them into a specific classification for the task prescribed in the slides.
The back mic, and then we'll need to go to one of the virtual attendee present questions after that.
Hi, I'm Samantha Gooch from JNSPG in Charlottesville, Virginia. My question is, do you have suggested automated AI detection tools that you find exceptionally useful? The ones that our team have been currently testing and using have not proven to be very useful.
Yes, actually, I did my homework and I asked ChatGPT to recommend for me the most reliable AI detection tools. And I asked one of my colleagues to write in his own a small text, give it to version 5 of ChatGPT, and ask him to rephrase it for 4 times. Then ask another software in another computer whether it is AI generated or human assisted. Guess what?
Yeah, that
Failed.
that's kind of been our study results as well. And then, you know, the tools that have been put out by vendors have just been subpar even compared to that. So I was just interested to find out if you found like the happy median.
Yeah, actually, we have few studies published so far that reported accuracy up to 97%. Okay, whether it is AI assisted or human assisted as well. But number one tool, you cannot. There is no.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're going to go to one of the virtual questions and then this one.
Thank you so much. There's a number of questions about AI detection tools. Bahar Memani from Elsevier asks, let me line that up because the stream is coming in fast. How can we trust the tools when studies show there's a bias there against non-English speakers, given that the majority of cases use AI to improve English language?
Again, the question?
Sure. How can we trust AI detection tools when studies show there's a bias against non-English speakers, given that the majority of use cases of AI tools are to improve language? Do you have any thoughts?
Yes, these are tools that fed with a large data set. So I think it has been tested for validity and reliability. So the bias is still existing. We cannot eliminate bias.
And let me ask a quick follow-up question, second question, virtual. Does the BMJ react to manuscripts differently when authors declare AI use versus authors who don't? Does it influence editorial decision-making?
Actually, this is beyond the study objectives, and I'm not part of BMJ. So maybe Dr. Sarah, she can comment on this in the chat and respond to this question.
Thank you so much.
And then we'll take the final question from this side, the mic in the back.
Junso Lim from Assam Medical Center in Seoul, Korea. Thank you so much for your presentation. I have a two-part question. The first one is easy. So the total number of studies in this study, so the 25,000 eligible submissions, so you tested all of them and made sure that they were all using AI? That's not correct, right?
No.
So you don't know like the actual proportion of studies that used AI?
No, we depend on the self-disclosure.
Sure.
We did not test any study using AI tools.
Yeah, so when you turn around the conclusions of this study or the results of it, it makes it sound like all the other professions were those that didn't disclose the use of AI, but they could have just not used AI. So the factors that you found to be associated with self-disclosed use of AI, like the regions or whatever, when you turn it around, so maybe regions like North America with ORs below 1, maybe they are more dishonest in not disclosing the use of AI, but I don't think that's the case because like you said, most of the usage was for language editing, which is more commonly used for non-native speakers in like Asia. So I just thought that the total number of the number of articles with self-disclosed AI should have been divided by those who actually used AI.
Yes.
But that's a different question, I think. Okay.
Yeah, actually, regarding the factors associated, this is a prediction analysis using a regression model for observational study. So we might have some other confounding factors that is not captured, but still affecting the factor associated with the reporting of AI regarding the regions. The factors that were discussed and found statistically significant difference, we have no bias against them. This is the results that came from the study. I understand that the majority of submissions came from countries where the English language is not their primary or mother tongue, so this is acceptable as well. Again, for your both questions, we relied only on self-reporting by the AI disclosure, by the use of AI by researchers themselves. For those studies that did not disclose, we will test them. We don't claim that they have used it and they did not disclose. Just we want to check whether there is any hidden unreported AI disclosure. And this is how we can promote transparency in research integrity.
Thank you.
Great. Unfortunately, we need to end the questions and move on to our second presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.